Yeah, he was the best player for them. Although LeBron, I don't know, LeBron made some plays that I just had like I've never seen him do before, which is crazy to say for 20 fucking 1 years. But like he still he can't do it like how he used to do it, where he could do everything. He has to pick like his spots where he can turn on that I'm LeBron bitch. Like, I can't play incredible defense and then also crash the boards when Anthony Davis's shoulder gets popped out, and that's partially why they lost. They just couldn't close out at the end, and the Nuggets just kept getting second chances.
I just I feel like, yeah, LeBron was still definitely good enough to be like a 1B on a title team. He just the rest it was just basically all like, AD did probably the best, but Braun did superhuman too. It's just literally it was just only those two.
Yeah,
Like I mean, Reeves did fine in the end, but it was yeah, it was definitely just a mismatch.
Double
just can't
J.
get a nothing burger from D'Angelo at all. And he was very like they just need a third guy who's consistent, especially with LeBron being older and only getting older.
True.
Who would be a great fit for the Lakers?
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, dare
Another
I say? Although maybe I'm thinking like a more consistent guard,
you got
like Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell shoots like less than 40% from the field in the playoffs.
It's
You
better
need a
than what
lot.
D'Angelo shot, probably.
Yeah, but you're going to be paying max money for what? Look how the Cavs are doing this year. They're getting their ass handed to them by the Magic in back-to-back games.
I hear you. Oh my God, Josh Hart.
The bank.
Um,
They're also saying LeBron's going to sign another 2 to 3 year deal with the Lakers. There are reports that he's thinking about doing that. So
yeah, but why would the Lakers do that? I mean, I know why they would do that,
they've always taken care of the stars at the end of their careers. They did it with Kobe.
but
Kobe's
like,
one.
if you were the GM of the Lakers, would you do it?
Yeah, I mean, like it wasn't LeBron's fault they lost this year. He played 75 games, I think, this year.
But having him on your team by nature limits your flexibility in other spots.
No, having any max player on your roster does that. Like, are
Is
you
he a
gonna
max
not?
player?
Yeah, he's probably still a max player. He's still like the
Are you
15th.
sure?
He's still a third team All NBA player. Like,
Yeah,
I know that
yeah,
not
you're
all.
probably right.
I know that not all the All NBA guys are max players, but some of them are still on rookie contracts and shit.
Fair enough.
Like he's still a top 15 player in the league. You got to pay that guy.
And it's not a great free agency class, so like, yeah, I think you just resign him.
Then maybe re-sign AD. I don't know what his contract's looking like.
I'd get off one of them. I can't keep running it back with these guys.
Well, you can. You just got to fill up the rest of the roster with actual players. You can't be like you said. You can't rely on D'Lo. You can't rely on Austin Reeves to be your fourth best player on the team.
But like,
And it's all because they fucking decided to sign Russell Westbrook and then trade him for fucking nothing.
I know AD was a beast this series, but I mean, he wasn't in there in the when they needed him again. Like, is the risk with AD bad? Like, does it justify, where he can like just get hurt? Does it justify the fact that he's like maybe a top three center in the league when he's healthy? Like, or does it like justify paying him max money on your team to like contend?
Well, 3 out of your top five big men are all fucking injury prone. So big men as a usually are.
Well,
Like,
Jokic isn't.
yeah, he's the outlier though. Then you got Joel Embiid. Like he was MVP last year. This year he was playing even better before he got hurt. You got Giannis. Giannis is getting hurt every year now. You got AD. AD gets hurt almost every year, but this year he played 71 games. So they got to get rid of their coach. That's the first one. But like, who the fuck are
They're already
you?
gonna do that.
Who are you gonna sign for a coach though?
Bring Frank Vogel back. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, they fucked Frank Vogel so hard. They gave him such a dog shit
The
fucking
Suns did too. That poor guy gets fucking screwed no matter where he's at.
the defensive coach, and they're like, "Hey, can you get Bradley Beal to not be a fucking cone?" Like
Hey, we're
he's
not
like,
going to give you a point guard. We're actually going to trade one of the best point guards of all time away or just let him walk. And no, they trade him.
Yeah, they trade. I think he was part of the Bradley Beal trade because then he never played in Washington and they cut him and then he went to Golden State.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
just gonna.
they traded to Golden State.
I think that's exactly how it happened, Steve. I think they traded him away to like Washington, and he was immediately cut.
Or was it a three-team trade and he went to Golden State or something? Because I know that I thought Jordan Poole was part of that trade.
Regardless, they're gonna be like,
No, he
you
got
know
traded
what?
to Washington. The Washington traded with Golden State to get Jordan Poole.
Oh yeah, bingo.
He just never played for Washington. It was like the Drew Holiday going to Portland and then coming to Boston.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of one of the best point guards of all time for a guy who once scored 37 points in the game season per game, and you're not gonna have a point guard at all.
Well, I mean, to be fair, do you think that that series goes any differently with Chris Paul out there?
They probably win another game. I don't know. I mean, Bradley Beal was like was awful.
I mean, Chris Paul's been awful all year too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and he's been
Chris Paul's
injured all
not
year.
commanding Bradley Beal money, and they also need pieces.
Yeah, they really need. That's one that you just got to get off. You can't get off Bradley Beal. There's a no trade con clause, so you got to trade KD at this point.
They're easily in the worst spot.
They have no flexibility. You can't trade Bradley Beal because he's like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna get $60 million in 2 years." Like, and I'm in Phoenix. This is sick.
Hmm.
He's supposed
So
to
you're
be-
gonna have to get rid of KD because you're not gonna get rid of Booker because you drafted him and he's better than KD at this point. And
I
you're
mean,
not
you
gonna
can't.
get
You literally can't get rid of Bradley Beal.
yeah, you can't get rid of Bradley Beal. You can't get rid of Devin Booker because he's better than KD. And then you're not gonna get the same return for KD that you traded for to get him. So
I don't think
unless
you're gonna get. Yeah, I don't know what is KD worth on the market.
I mean, the fucking Ishbia trade fucking his firstborn child for him. So
Yeah, I know, but that he paid a premium for that.
he's not gonna get that much for him now. He's 38.
Yeah, he was never gonna. I don't think Kevin Durant would command anywhere close to that now. I mean, Ishbia just pushed the chips in because he's like, I'm a brand new owner. I want Kevin Durant on my team.
I don't
Like,
hate. I don't hate the idea.
yeah, but you fucked yourself when you like be like, oh, okay, actually Bradley Beal too.
Yeah.
Do you think they just try to like reset a little just by trading KD to the Thunder for 1 million picks?
God, I hope not. God, I hope not.
Well, if they're gonna trade him to the Thunder, then they're also gonna want Chet or somebody, and they're not gonna get Chet.
No, you have to be
They,
reasonable.
they
You're not going to get shit for Kevin Durant.
I was gonna say they could literally get like I think they could literally get like 6 first round picks,
You also got to get the money to work.
7.
Yeah, just like the Thunder have like the most cap space.
And
You
the
gotta
most
get
picks
Gordon
too.
Hayward back in the trade because you have to make the cap work. So you need Gordon Hayward, Jalen Williams, and
Do they have to make the cap work?
I think that you have to no matter what.
Is that true?
I don't think you can trade a max player for like
What if you don't have a max player on your roster?
they got Gordon Hayward.
Okay, what if you only have one max player on your roster?
Well, they could fit Kevin Durant. Yeah, that's not a problem. Like he fits into their cap easy, but you have to make the money work to make the for you to be allowed to make the trade. I think the money's have to match no matter what.
Check this. The Thunder have 35 picks in the next 7 drafts, and 15 of the next 7 years are in the first round. So they have 2 first round picks to give away each draft. Dude, they could give up minimal talent and like get a super team. Not they already might have one with just by aging into it. And they
Yeah, if they keep going this way, they're gonna be
yeah, exactly.
even
Like,
less.
dude, they can literally just trade these draft picks for like the perfect complementary piece.
Dude,
If
now
I'm them, I'd consider trading everybody but my three: Chet, SGA, and Jalen Williams.
Not
Like
Dort, dude. Dort is low key just as important as not as just important as Chet, but he's such a close fourth, dude. He
Dort is
literally-
awesome. I love Dort. He's very Marcus Smart-esque.
Dude, Dort literally shut down Ingram this series, like straight up. Like and I saw a play last night that was, or 2 nights ago, I forget exactly. It was disgusting though. Like Ingram like almost threw a temper tantrum because he couldn't back down Dort. He was like because Dort's just like a brick wall.
Old Lugnut Dort.
yeah, and fucking Brandon Ingram weighs fucking 125 pounds soaking wet with bricks in his pockets. So hey, let's not try and pack down this fucking pit bull in the post. Let's try and maybe take him out to space.
I have an idea. They should trade Gideon a bunch of picks. Then I
Yeah,
can I can root for them better.
I mean, if you KD fits perfect into
Although,
that
can we?
because
He
you
got like
have
exonerated. I mean, just to go back, didn't he get fully exonerated?
He settled with the family off court, so it's
Oh,
like,
okay, never mind. Jesus, never mind.
yeah,
Forget
what are
that.
we gonna say to that? The team exonerated him, and legally he settled off court. I think pretty sure that was it, but because he settled off court like immediately with the family. I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah, but that sort of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. That sort of stuff where it's not a done deal. You kind of just have an asterisk to them, but not certified evil guy, bad guy. I guess just kind of like, yeah. When
It's
I
the
see
Kobe
him,
Bryant effect with like a lot less smoke. No, no offense to
yeah,
Kobe.
yeah. No, it doesn't. And yeah, like the Derrick Rose. I forget even what Derrick Rose said was, to be honest. But
I think it was similar to.
that was all weird. I think there was a lot of them. I think that the person did Derrick Rose looking for money. If I
no,
remember,
there's a lot of character assassination stuff, which does fucking suck. I mean,
yeah,
that
like
doesn't happen.
even the
I mean,
Kobe one.
Zion. Look at what happened to Zion this offseason. Last offseason.
Thank God it came from such a zero credibility source, so we could just all laugh at it immediately. Because there
Legend
was,
of the game, Mariah Mills.
I
Shout
was gonna
out.
say, I'm just glad it wasn't someone we all didn't just know immediately was batshit insane. We all trusted Zion pretty fast, which was nice. It was like,
Well,
oh,
and, like,
Jesus Christ.
was there
Yeah.
ever any like allegations of anything like illegal, or was it just like, hey, like you're
No, it was. Yeah, I think he said.
Oh, you're right.
I think she said he beat her, maybe
Yeah.
forced her to get an abortion or something. She said a bunch of stuff.
I forgot about that
Not that
cringe.
forcing. Well,
Yeah, that's pretty illegal.
no, I guess it is. It's coercion, but ultimately, you can't unless you do it yourself. You can't really force another person
No.
to
She got
go through with
super.
that.
I think she like got like literally banned off every social media because she was just obviously spreading misinformation.
She like immediately opened and shut her case, like in one Twitter rant.
Yeah.
And she's still going, by the way.
No, I
Shout out
saw
to
her on
our
there.
NBA circle jerk.
No, I did see she's doing the Dwight Howard thing where just with Zion, but like after Zion left, she was like, "See, I told you," or like no, when he got injured, it was, like after he got injured, she was like, "Ah, see, I told you he was fat." It's like, get
No,
out of here.
he actually never looked better.
No, he was. Oh my God, it was just classic Zion. It was so sad though.
Yeah, it does suck. The Pelicans are not in a great spot, although I
KD
don't
to
know. You have the guy in theory.
does KD go to the Pelicans?
Swap out BI for KD, I wouldn't hate that.
And they have a pretty no-brainer move too. I feel like, and it free up a lot. Like they just should get rid of CJ McCollum. And I feel like that's pretty no-brainer. He's like kind of at the end of his like like every time they're in a serious game, his limitations show. He's kind of a cone and like kind of gets kind of abused in every playoff
You know what
series.
would have been a good fit for them? Drew Holiday.
Yeah. But
Jeez.
yeah, CJ just gets paid so much. So like that's kind of an easy that's a looking to the future type move. That'd be kind of easy for them if they could just get like a young guy. I don't know. But yeah, CJ could be good on a different team. I just don't think with that team they just need something else.
Well,
Well,
like
they have a
Coley,
backup point guard already in Alvarado, so they need somebody who they wouldn't be able to keep McCollum.
Yeah.
He need to
well,
go.
well, like Coley said, like as soon as CJ goes to a team and just gets cut because he got traded there for money reasons, then he's gonna end up being like the eighth man on the fucking Celtics.
I wouldn't hate that.
He would be really good. He just can't be paid this amount of money and like be like a second or third option.
Although question, is CJ McCollum, is he or is he not at this juncture in his career a better point guard than Peyton Pritchard?
I think they're about the same at this point.
It's also tough because like I also just kind of consider CJ a shooting guard. He's one of those weird small
Yeah.
shooting guards. So but yeah, it's like I when it comes to like I mean CJ is still better, but I'd say that I'd rather have Peyton on my team going forward.
I don't know. I think if you gave Peyton the amount of freedom that you gave CJ, I think they'd be pretty close right now.
Well, you started him essentially.
CJ, I mean CJ's numbers are still good. He just yeah, I don't know. I think that I think Peyton we just see him as such a if we relied on Peyton that much, I think we would see his hole as much bigger. You know what I mean? Like we use Peyton in a role that suits him. If we were like relying on Peyton as a starting point guard in the playoffs, we'd be pretty frustrated with him, I bet.
So, yeah, for 2023, McCollum played 66 games and Peyton played 82. He scored 20. McCollum scored 20 points on 4 boards with 4.5 assists, 5 assists on 45%, 46% from the field, and 43% from three, which is pretty good. Peyton averaged 9.5, 10 points on 3 boards with 3 assists on 47% from the field and 39% from three. So let's look at the minutes.
Look at the per 36. That would probably be a better.
Right.
Yeah.
Per
Assuming that Peyton
36.
could do it for a full 36. Like we've seen him have 30-point games when he's the starter. So
Peyton's per 36, he's averaging oh shit, this is tough to read.
it's probably like 17, 5 and 5 or something like that.
No, it's way lower than that. What the fuck? Why is it so low? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Where's points? I can't see points. Good. Hold on.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Like I
He's
said,
averaging, yeah, Peyton was averaging 14.5 points on 3 assists and I'm sorry, on 5 rebounds and 3 assists. And McCollum,
McCollum was like 25 and 5 starting. I'm assuming he's playing
his
more than
McCollum's per 36 is 30 points. Yeah, yeah, McCollum is still a better player, I suppose. Interesting.
Yeah, but I'd rather Peyton going forward just because is the money and
He's 26 as compared to
Yeah.
32.
yeah. Like I'm really happy with Peyton. I think he could be. I think he literally. I mean, like I think that'd be amazing for his prime to reach what CJ was in the Blazers for such a low pick.
Yeah, I just love the way Peyton. My favorite thing about Peyton is that he attacks the boards as the smallest guy on the court.
No, whenever he goes on the court, I'm like glued to him with my eyes. He's like a little Tasmanian devil, dude. And I say that as someone that's literally the same, smaller than him. But yeah, he's so fun because yeah, you're right. He's just running around like a demon out there.
Not that much of a disparity in the minutes played. Pritchard played 1,800 minutes and McCollum played 2,100. Not that much disparity.
Peyton played 82 games and McCollum played 60 something, you said?
66, yeah.
So, in 16 more games. No.
66 is kind of decent for CJ at this point of his career. I feel like he gets injured.
He's eligible for
Yeah.
award.
Like that's amazing from Peyton, but 66 is decent. I mean, it's literally what the benchmark is, so good for him. Now that I kind of just see that as it's funny. I kind of always saw that to get to the 60s, I'm like, that's a decent season health wise. Like obviously you want more, but that's decent. But now that they have that benchmark, now 65 is just such a clear number in my head. I kind of always thought that though. Like I don't think I think it's funny how everyone was so focused on the rules so much, but I think whenever I thought about All NBA, I literally always thought about availability.
What's your interesting?
Like literally always.
What is your take on the sophomore season Rookie of the Year campaign? Both of you. Do you think that if you're in technically your second year in a process like a Chet Holmgren as compared to
Ben Simmons.
Wemby,
Yeah.
Ben Simmons as compared to was it Brown or Tatum?
Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, it's Mitchell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was drafted way before Brown and Tatum.
Honest.
No, he wasn't. He was drafted in the same draft as one of them. Jesus. Good basketball podcast. We don't even know when our star players were
It was
drafted.
Ingram with Brown, and it was Lonzo with Tatum, right?
Yeah, so it would have to be.
Yeah, it was Lonzo
would
and Fultz with Tatum, and it was Ingram. And Brown was the third pick.
Yeah, both were the third pick.
No, I think you're right. I think
Very
it
good
was Ben
pick.
Simmons, wasn't it? Wasn't Ben Simmons, Ingram, and then Jaylen Brown?
Ben Simmons was drafted in the Basketball Reference. They just need to work on their UI.
Yeah. I agree.
First round, first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, where it was Yeah, Jaylen Brown was in that draft.
It's third, yeah. The Sixers found a way to fumble both of those fucking drafts.
And that's ultimately why they're where they are now.
Hindsight's 2020. I feel I have a hard time blaming him because Ben Simmons was an rookie of the year. He was an All NBA player. He was great for a while, and then Markelle Fultz. That one's on them for trying to change his jump shot. They never should have fucked with it. That's when he hurt his shoulder.
They both took, I feel like, in both of those drafts, and that I think maybe speaks to the talent evaluators out there, including myself, who was very ardent on Markelle Fultz. They
So
both took the guy who should have went one, who was predicted to go one, who was like the consensus number one pick at that time.
Mhm.
And they struck out both of them.
Well,
So,
I mean, Simmons with the injury issues and everything like that, that's not really on him.
well,
And
Fultz was an injury related thing too. And even then, he's
that
still
was that was on them because once again they tried to change his fucking jump shot and he hurt his shoulder and then it was never right after that.
sneaky, who, and I guess it doesn't matter as much because they did win a championship, but I mean, it was because LeBron went there. The Lakers struck out too. I mean,
Well,
they drafted Bi. They drafted Julius Randle, I think, the year before that.
and
Bi,
another
and
Dude,
injury.
then
they're great at
Lonzo
draft.
Ball.
They just let him go every time. They're
Only
fine
because
at drafting, dude. They just were like, we're
Oh
not,
yeah.
we're just
once again,
giving.
two of them had injury problems too. I mean,
There's a horrific reality where the Lakers have the young core of Jalen and Jason, and the Celtics do not. Oh shit,
thank God
that's
that's
funny.
not our reality.
Yeah. Although we had the what did we have? Did we had the first pick in that draft, the
In the
Tatum
The
draft.
Tatum draft, yeah, we traded it
We
to
had the
the
third in the Jalen draft,
yeah, and we
and then we had
traded
the first in the Jason.
yeah, we traded it to the Sixers.
Yep,
Yeah,
we traded back.
I remember
Speaking,
we got the 11th pick and the third pick or something like that.
when you're talking about the rookie of the year thing, though, back to the very original question, um, I feel like it's just case by case. I feel like I would have rather Donovan Mitchell win that year because they were very similar resumes. But if it's somewhere like Wemby and Chet, and Wemby's just like it, I think it should just be a tiny asterisk part of the equation. But like I think that like the guy that is injured first year and can win, just maybe you just consider it part of the equation, you know?
Hmm.
Like you just it because it is an advantage to freaking practice and work out with. You can't even like it's literally the most obvious advantage ever, but I just think it should be harder for the second year rookie to win, basically. Like you have to be like way above the first year rookie, my for it to it's kind of like how most improved is now, where like I kind of hate giving it to someone that should be this good already, but if it's someone like John Moran who increased by like 9 points, then if it's that crazy, then sure.
Hmm. I
Usually
think
I'd
that's a
rather
fair
put a
take.
local player, but if it's a star that goes up that like Tyrese basically,
Hmm.
like I like he's technically not the wicked traditional one because he's like a third year and he was like already pretty good last year. He already had
Yeah.
20 points last year per game. So I kind of just think of it like that.
Yeah, I think that's a fair take on it. That's probably where I lie on it too. But yeah. I mean, that was Steve. Your take. You're just kind of sitting there.
I don't think it's really prevalent enough for you to need to change anything about it. I mean, clearly you have an advantage being the second year, and you see how the NBA life is, travel is, you know, what the schedule's like. You can train with an NBA weight room and training staff and with other players, even if you're not playing.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a big advantage, but it's not like it's something that's been like a prevalent problem. We've only ever had it happen twice, and it
Yeah,
was
and the
a
second
guy in,
time it was such a blow with Wemby winning
yeah,
or going to win.
which it would be Chet pretty much every other fucking year, but you just happen to be drafted. You happen to be running up against a fucking alien. Like, it was like, what the fuck can you do?
But when we go back, it's just going to be interesting to see the discourse. I think he'll get there anyways. But like, let's say Jalen Brown's like a guy who's on the cusp of going into the Hall of Fame. Like, if that Rookie of the Year or Brandon Ingram for that matter, it doesn't have to be Jalen centric. Like, let's say they were, or Donovan for that matter, like any of them who just missed out on the Ben Simmons year. Um, I wonder if we'll revisit that and we'll make that will come into play, or how much that will affect the calculus on if they should get in or not. Like, listen, they would have had the Rookie of the Year, but we took Ben Simmons as the rookie that year. He's on the borderline, but if he had got this, he'd for sure be in. If he had got the Rookie of the Year, he'd for sure be in. I wonder if that's gonna be an interesting calculus when it comes to this class retiring down the road.
It wouldn't be Jaylen Brown because that was the same draft as Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons won it the year after. But either
Mitchell
way,
and Tatum.
yeah, I mean, like either way, it would have been. I think he was just head and shoulders above everybody on that one, anyways, for that rookie of the year. It wasn't like it was close and they lost, and he just happened to have an advantage. But I mean, like down the road, like rookie of the year usually isn't what pushes you into the Hall of Fame. Usually, you need titles, you need scoring titles, MVPs, stuff like that. Like rookie of the year is kind of just a burst in the flame, like a flash in the pan, I should
I
say.
mean, Michael Carter Williams doesn't go to the Hall of Fame.
That's what I mean. Like you still have to have a lot of other shit, not just a rookie of the year. I mean, Derrick Rose probably won't make the Hall of Fame. Derrick Rose is probably going to be the only guy ever to win an MVP to not be in the Hall of Fame. And that's just because of injuries and all that, which is just terrible. But you got Rookie of the Year too. Well, I'm assuming you got Rookie of the Year. He didn't win the MVP as Rookie of the Year, right? That wasn't.
No.
Well, nobody's ever done that. Nobody ever will do that.
Yeah, I don't think the NBA would, the voters would ever do that. They'd just be like, they
Fucking
give it to
stupid.
like one of the old timers.
That's just fucking stupid. I hate that.
Well, I mean, I think if you were gonna see it, it would have been this year with Wemby,
Yeah,
especially the way he played at the end.
he played 38
I
minutes a
got.
game. Like, holy fuck.
I have someone who did that.
Oh,
My son sold.
you
Oh,
got Rookie of the Year and MVP?
Yeah, he won MVP and the championship in his rookie year.
yeah, but that was before basketball really
Yeah,
like mattered.
I literally think that also might have been like he might have been in his late 20s. Like that could have been the first year out of the ABA.
Oh yeah, that would fucking explain. Hey, I fucking played professionally for fucking 8 years or whatever
Yeah.
against other grown men.
Also, you made me think in my head. I was because you were like, "Oh yeah, no, Simmons won the next year." I was like, "Who the fuck won rookie of the year of the Simmons Brown Ingram draft?" Guess who? Do you remember who won the rookie of the year of the Jaylen Brown draft?
Hold on, I'm looking. Hmm.
If you see the name, you'll probably know it.
Michael
It's
Carter Williams.
it's a little bit far back. That's early in the That's too early in the process, Steve. They didn't have Ben Simmons yet.
Oh, it's Brogdon.
Yeah, it was Brockton.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say it's so funny. I was gonna talk about Brogdon being like guys who like won Rookie of the Year who are not gonna make the Hall of Fame. Like Brogdon, although he does have a six man of the year award to his name, and he's
Dude,
been
here's some
pretty good.
hardware. Brockton
Yeah,
is random ass hardware for someone so not significant in the league.
but he's gonna be a borderline gate, or I mean,
If you got
it's
a
kind of
title,
stacked against him at this point.
Dude, imagine if he gets something else though, and he just like randomly has like three pretty significant awards. Like I don't even know what else he could get. It maybe sixth man again is the only
The
thing.
Kia Clutch Player of the Year.
Yeah, so, yeah.
gets a scoring title.
Yeah.
He's an assist leader.
Or you could get I mean someone like Broggy could get an old school finals MVP. Just like in a
True.
random finals.
I don't think he's ever gonna make the finals again.
He's gonna win Western Conference fucking MVP.
Yeah, that's gonna be a weird one.
Broggy, I literally he could end up being such a random journeyman. Who knows? I
He
feel
already
like
is.
I know,
He's
but
a
I know
random
that's what I
journeyman.
mean. He's already down this path, and he's like kind of young.
That was like fifth team, right?
No, he has to be in his 30s, right? How young is he?
I mean, he won Rookie of the Year the same year that Brown was drafted.
Yeah, but I think he was like a 4-year starter at Virginia.
I mean, yeah. So he might be late 20s. You're right, at least, because isn't Jalen like 27?
Also, he's injured up the yang, so his body's already older than his age.
Yeah, Brogdon's 31. That's so funny.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He already is a fucking journey. He's already played for like 5 teams.
Yeah, I was just thinking he was Jalen's age, but I forgot Cody was right. He definitely spent a lot of. I was like thinking like, damn, he's already journeyman for like only Jalen's age.
Oh,
But
did
no,
he win a national title? He might already be a Hall of Famer without us like even knowing, because basketball's not just what you did in the NBA.
College?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember if the last time Virginia won a title.
Like two
they
years
won
ago.
right. I think they won right after.
Fuck.
I think because they won with like Kyle Guy and stuff, and I don't think they're.
Kyle Guy. What a fucking college basketball player name.
Yeah, you're right, you're right. It sounds.
Literally random guy.
That's fucking sounds like what H&R Block fucking tax attorney.
I think either like Jarrett Culver or like one of those types of wings was on that team.
Who was the dude with the fucking mohawk? Is that on Virginia? The white fucking guy who always just fucking do this after he scored? And he's a
That
fucking
fucking
nutbag.
the only white guy with the mohawk I'm thinking of is fucking Birdman.
They had that team had DeAndre Hunter. That's who they had. That makes sense. That's
So they won in 2014, which is prime Brogdon territory. I just can't see their roster.
I would thought you meant like the 2019 one. That's why I was like, no, it's too.
I knew they won. They or maybe that's wrong.
You just go to fucking Malcolm.
Oh, that
Brogdon.
is wrong. Holy shit, I am dumb. I read that conference tournament champions was 2014. Never mind.
They won the ACC tournament. They beat Boston College in basketball. Fucking powerhouse.
Well, they've only ever won it 3 times, Steve. Boston College is nasty at basketball.
They're not.
They used to be.
I can only name 2 guys in the NBA ever that went to Boston College.
There's
I know-
one right now who's a contender on a championship team.
Yeah, I know the one.
Who?
Reggie Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, do you know who the other one is that retired?
Who retired? Yeah, no, I do know him. He looks like Sean Paul. Oh, Jesus Christ! What is his name? He's a coach.
Yeah, he is.
He's like a bench coach. Oh, what is his name?
He's used to being on the bench and looking at his fucking career.
I can't remember. Who is it?
Jared Dudley, baby.
Yeah, Jared Dudley, Sean Paul, dude.
Yeah, Jared Dudley and Reggie Jackson. Fucking BC is nasty at basketball.
They are pretty good. They had a good run in the early 2000s.
Reggie Jackson's carrying their presence right now for sure.
I
We
mean,
need-
shout out to BC for having some fucking sick jerseys, but Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, the alums are not. They probably have like somebody back in like the '80s who was like nasty or something like that. But
Where did Reggie Jackson go to the NBA is the 4th Google result. It's funny. There's
there's another
a
one.
current player in the NBA, Steve.
Yeah, what was it?
Jerome Robinson, who the fuck is that? He's on the Warriors somewhere.
Jesus Christ, no, we're good. He's in fucking Cancun, is where he's at.
Nah.
That just feels like a freaking Thunder name.
Oh,
Jerome-
Louisville's in the ACC.
Okay,
Fuck you, Steve.
like Rick Pitino, you beat Rick Pitino.
Louisville's a fucking college. Are a college powerhouse, or were.
Yeah. Last thing I remember about fucking Louisville was Kevin Ware.
Well, yeah, it was the Rick Pitino squad.
Rick
They ended up
Pitino-
winning with them too, though.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Louisville's pretty good at basketball.
Clemson, FSU.
Those football schools.
Yeah, but they also are like always in the
All these
tournament.
teams are football schools.
Clemson went to like the grade 8 this year.
Yeah, Clemson won a national title with Deshaun Watson, right?
Yes.
That's a little bit better going to the fucking final 8.
You're a hater. You just don't like AC. Wow, Steve hates the ACC. Who'd have thought? Who'd have
I'm
thought
just
it?
saying, it's not a
Oh,
basketball-
UConn.
UConn, yeah. Is that ACC or is that Big East?
I think they're ACC.
Oh, they're definitely Big East.
I don't know.
I'm not.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
really-
ACC is not a fucking powerhouse for basketball players. If you want to get a football player, you go there.
I was gonna say, is that where Ant Edwards came out of?
They are in the Big East. I'm sorry. What?
What division was Georgia? What division? Georgia?
SEC.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say where did Ant Edwards? I don't really know that. I don't know the divisions at all because I'm not much of a college football guy, and I feel like that's kind of where you learn all that.
Well, I mean, it's anything you thought about college divisions. Just throw that out the fucking window because
they're
they're
all-
all merging now.
Yeah,
Wasn't it like the big Power 5 conference and now it's like the Big 10 or something stupid?
No. The Power Five is the 5 best conferences, so it's the Big Ten, it's the ACC, all of them, Pac-12. But like the big thing that happened is that Texas and I think Oklahoma are going into the SEC now. They're just like, fuck, we're done with the Big 12. We're going to the fucking SEC. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet though, because the SEC has already got a bunch of powerhouses. So like, yeah, fuck it, like get a couple more big names in there, and then they can all battle each other all year.
It's just going to be like the Super League thing, and they're already going to do they're doing the playoff expansion, but they're gonna make it like a NCAA style tournament. I think they're just gonna like open up the amount of spots.
Yeah,
Maybe not a
but
tournament. Well, no, maybe it is a tournament.
maybe like a 16 team roster or whatever. But then how long are you gonna run the college football season for?
Just
You can have
dominate a month. They do it
you
for
can have it
basketball,
into the fucking the draft.
huh?
You can have the winners of the thing playing like the day before the draft.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then you
I don't
got
know if you'd want to do that.
that's what I mean. And then you got a month until the fucking guys got to get back on the field again. Like
No, this ended in March. Nothing happened. Nothing happens in March, anyways.
March
Besides March Madness,
football, basketball are always battling for
but
fucking.
March Madness is at the end. That would actually be great. You go all the way up until like the end of February, early March, and then you roll right into basketball.
You're battling with the Super Bowl, right?
They battle with the Super Bowl. Well, they're on the same week as the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean they do play on Saturdays though, so I guess that's true. You don't really have to worry about it. They're gonna try and move the Super Bowl to a week later or something like that, so they can have a 3 day weekend, like from Memorial Day or President's Day or something.
Yeah, probably
That's
makes
fucking,
sense
that's just so much better of an idea. I don't understand why it took them so long to come up with this.
because the season wasn't ever supposed to be this many games.
It shouldn't be this many games. Just start a week fucking later so that you can make it work. Like fuck's sake. Let's all get the day off after the fucking Super Bowl.
They're gonna add another game.
Yeah, I know, and a bunch of people are gonna get fucking injured because they're just like, hey, fuck these. They just see them as fucking. They don't see them as people. They see them as money.
They're gonna get rid of the preseason, which is by far the stupidest thing in any sport, football preseason, because like
Yeah, out of all,
you could lose your star player.
like, let me just go get a fucking concussion playing against a third string fucking lineman real quick.
Or like, which is often the case, to be like, your best player like tweaks his hamstring and he'll be back for week 6. Like your season's already basically in stone at that point.
Yeah, it's not a long enough season to be missing 6 weeks over something stupid. But nowadays with the fucking new medicine, everybody can get out so easy. I mean, fucking, did you guys hear about the golfer Bernard Langer?
What were they talking about? They were talking about that mixtape. What do you do?
I read about it too. Fucking, he's 65 years old, 66 years old, tore his Achilles in February.
Oh
And
my
he's gonna
god!
go play next fucking month.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, man!
Was he Russell Westbrook in his prime?
That's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, like, fucking, it's not easy walking 18 holes of golf.
No.
Yeah.
I've had like a rolled ankle and it was hell.
Yeah,
Oh my
fucking,
god! They just played music in my headphones. Jesus! They're
Right
running an ad. Get the fuck out of me. Well, that was a good intro. Let's roll into the show, boys.
might as well just slam the fucking intro right here.
It's exactly what I'm gonna do. I am a one-trick pony when it comes to editing.
Oh man, those are the best podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts that do that shit. They forget
Yeah,
to
it's
do-
just a nice little entree before we get into a more focused discussion.
We've never focused on anything. You only times we've ever focused is you getting that fucking degree behind your head and Jacob fucking going to school over there too.
I also focused to get that degree, and now I'm $300,000 in debt. Let's start the show, Steve. Way to kill my mood, you asshole.
I only got 1 degree, so I'm just slightly less in debt. But I'm still got some.
Only degrees I know are fucking the ones on the oven, so I can make myself a pizza. That's about all I'm good for.
On the thermostat.
The only degrees you know are 425. Preheat to 425.
I got chicken bacon ranch pizza. I'm gonna have that for dinner tomorrow night, I think.
I got a Subway wrap.
I made myself some rice, beans, and beef with some taco seasoning and cheese.
It's fun. That sounds really good, dude.
It tasted like fucking nothing.
Taco seasoning? That's like all salt. It should taste like something.
It literally
Jesus.
tasted like fucking nothing. I fucking wasted like 30 minutes fucking cooking that shit and making it for lunch for the week. And now I have fucking a bunch of lunch that's gonna taste like nothing all week.
Just douse it in whatever sauce you put on it.
I'm gonna get some fucking hot sauce and throw it on there.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do for Mexican food in general.
Have a nice fucking set of heartburn for the whole fucking day at work. It's gonna be great. Go team.
All right, let's do it.
All right, slam that intro in. 3, 2.
Welcome to another episode of the Banner Report podcast, starring Cody Adams and Steve Crowley. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast, starring your hosts, Cody, Jacob, and Steve. We are coming to you live on April 30th, 2024. Celtics are going into game 6. They're up 3-1 on the Miami Heat.
5.
5, yeah, I'm good at math. The edible's kicking in.
Counting's hard. There's a degree behind your head and you can't count 5.
This is
Why I
after
became a
hours.
lawyer.
This is after hours. It's time for your brain not to have to operate on all cylinders. No working right.
Yeah, Steve, Jesus. Why are you being so hard on me? You know you can always start the show every now and then. It doesn't have to be me.
Nobody wants to fucking hear that.
Just you motherfucker. Okay, anyways, the Celtics are up 3-1 going into game 5.
We're up 5-1.
We're up
The
5.
Celtics actually swept.
Sweep with 5 games, first ever.
But if there's a win that feels a bit like a loss, it's probably game 3,
What do you mean?
4. Oh God!
You have a 50% chance on like all the games.
I have my notes here from the game.
Time.
It says explicitly game 4.
Dude,
Right
can you
there.
imagine how more devastating we'd all feel if like the Tatum ankle thing was worse too? Like we would be like,
Oh
That
my
could-
God.
that could have easily been bad.
That was easily the worst NBA viewing experience I think I've ever had. Because one, I'm fired up, pissed off at the most obvious dirty play of all time, and then I have fucking Stan Van Gundy in my ear, just fucking jerking himself off about how he doesn't think that's a foul, and Tatum asked for that. It's just like he kept saying I'm from a different generation. It's like, dude, I don't know in what generation of basketball, besides maybe sometimes in the 80s, you could push a player in the middle of his jump shot in the gut and not have that be at least something, a regular foul. But I mean, especially after the play, it was brutal. I mean, what did you think about Stan's commentary in that push?
I'm gonna say he pulled a Zaza a little, he like slid his foot under, but it was yeah, he was saying Stan was literally saying like if Tatum didn't want that to happen, he shouldn't have taken a practice shot. It's like, what? It's not how it works. That there's so many practice shots every game. We've never had people then try to intentionally injure people on a practice. Like that doesn't happen. Like what is he talking? That's not his. Like we don't always see people taking practice. Like sure, they'll swat it out or play defense.
I mean,
Like-
Joe Mazzulla did it this year.
But yeah, exactly. Like you can play defense, but like even people on Twitter be like, "Well, why was Tatum shooting that?" It's like, dude, like I'm pretty sure the Heat have probably launched some practice shots this year. That's not the point. It's the whole like, regardless of what's going on. Like even if Tatum was just jumping on the side of the court and Bam slid his foot, didn't even have to be a shot. Like
Yeah.
regardless, you shouldn't be in someone's landing space.
Where do we draw the line here? I mean, at some point, like just you don't want the player to get warm, so why is he taking a shot? So that, why do you expect the guy to not defend him, right? Like, okay, fine, where do we draw the line? Tatum's warming up pregame, rubbing the powder on his hands, like scuffing his shoes, and Kyle Lowry comes out of the fucking out of nowhere with the steel chair and just hits him over the head. It's just like, dude, it was a flagrant, and it ended up being, I think, the right call, whereas a flagrant one, like, he shouldn't have been ejected, that even though that's what I would have liked to have seen personally. But that's just me because I'm a Celtics fan. But I feel like the NBA did the right thing, and it's just in assessing that foul. And it's just like, I get it. He can defend him all he wants, but in no circumstances are you allowed to like push the guy in the middle of his shot or like step under him. So, and he did both. So like the bloviating about how that's just guys playing is by SVG was brutal. I hated that. And Tatum thankfully finished the game and he just walked it off. But that is the same ankle he's tweaked in the past. So like, this whole series, I think we all know or knew that the Celtics were going to dominate this Heat matchup, especially missing their best players. Like I think everybody knew that. It was just a. It's always been about how can we get out of that series alive, or like with the least amount of scuffed up as possible. And I mean, already it's a no. Whether you talk about Jason getting stepped under and rolling his ankle, or the main issue, Kristaps' soleus injury, his right soleus muscle in his calf. Like we already failed that test. We're who knows when KP's going to come back? They said I think what several games at best,
Yeah,
right?
which it's at a minimum of several games. I'm like, I need a. Can you give me a number? What the hell is that? What is a minimum of several games? What does several mean to you? First of all, like,
Yeah,
I need a more. Also, they said minimal of several games. I assume they mean like calendar games, because like I don't think like what if the Magic Cavs goes like 7? That
yeah,
technically that'd go a bit of time, and then it does that would it just be a few games after that then? I don't know.
yeah. What if we close out tomorrow and yeah, like it goes like I think the best case scenario is that it's like that it's going to be like almost a month before he's healthy. Like that's I think what the reality of this injury is. Like it's going to be like a month of time, but we're not going to have that much time left in the playoffs here. So it's just not great. We still should be able to get through this series though, right? And maybe even the next series without playing him. Although
Sure.
I'm a little bit more nervous against that Magic matchup if we have to play them.
No, we should still be able to win the East without Porzingis. It's the same injury that Giannis is dealing with, so that's just for a little bit of a reference point. Like Giannis hasn't played in a few weeks, and obviously we're in a different position than the Bucks. They're not going to rush Giannis back for this playoff run. They weren't going to win it anyways this year.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to take your time. I mean, calf injuries lead to Achilles injuries, and we've all seen it happen. So like you can run through the East without him. Like there's no reason to really even play him against any of the teams. Like the team that you got Porzingis for to beat was the Heat, and the Heat are so depleted and beat up that you don't even really need to use them.
And this series is not over. How we feeling about Game 5?
I think we should probably run them out of the building in Game 5. I
Yeah,
think
we
you
should
got
probably, but do we see a reality where that's not the case?
Yeah.
no.
I do. It's the Celtics freaking Heat.
Yeah, me too. KP had an awful game, and that was the game we lost. He's not
Yeah.
going to be here. And so, I mean, I guess you can argue he won't have an awful game, but his lack of presence is, you
No, they're
know,
they're pretty thin. I have to imagine everyone that's like been like carrying the load for the Heat too are just so
Well,
tired. I think we should win. Like, and we got like zero bench production basically last night.
they got no
yeah,
Hawkins
We
tomorrow
could
either.
do. They'll shoot much better next game
they have
probably.
no what?
No Jaime Jaquez Jr. tomorrow. He's out tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
So
that's
they're
actually
down another guy. Like
He looks like he's laboring.
he's,
yeah.
I love him. He's a really good fucking player.
It is so annoying that the Heat just found the most Heat player in the draft. Like, he's going to be so annoying for them for a long time.
Like he never rushes. Like he always gets a good shot. You think you got him bottled up, he'll find a way around you. Like he's solid defensively. He's a solid passer. Like he's just an all-around solid player. He's great to watch.
Yeah, he's like one of the steals of the draft.
Dude,
Yeah,
I loved him last year in college. Actually, I picked the freaking UCLA to win the March Madness just because I liked watching him. Because he played like this UCLA too. I didn't. I mean, I'm not gonna say I knew he'd be immediately this good. I mean, I'll say that when I said the Heat drafted him, I got sick to my stomach because I knew
Yeah.
that I'd do better with him. But I didn't think he'd be this good this fast in like the playoffs. That's for sure.
No, and now he's become like I believe he's going to be the reference point for all players in the draft, like who are late round picks who are not like the stars, but they can contribute to a contender in a way. Like it used to be the Grant Williams or like the Peyton Pritchard, and now it's the Jaime Jaquez like pick. Who's going to be the next Jaime Jaquez who can come help a contender in the draft? Because this draft,
that's what everybody's gonna be looking for this next
yeah, this is
draft.
not bereft with the talent, superstar talent.
I mean, the
Or
best
like
player in
that.
college is gonna be is projected to be like the 30th pick in the draft. Like
Mm. Zach Edey, like it'll be Zach Edey.
that's what I
I
mean.
guarantee Zach Edey's going to be good.
Yeah, but he's projected to be like the 30th pick in the draft. Like, and he was won the college player of the year the last like 2 years or something like that. Like,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a weird draft.
Yeah.
No, that he's so hard to predict because yeah, it's like it's just college is so much different with the big men. It's like very old school in college.
A lot of fucking throw on the block and let him work because there's so many mismatches that you can just attack all the time.
Yeah, his numbers are like you can't even look at it and think that's like it's pretty. It's just you almost it's rough with Edie because like he has such absurd numbers that you almost it's almost like discredits him in the end because people kind of look at him and be like, "What? There's no way he can replicate that," and they kind of start tearing him down. It's like
Hmm.
it's almost like it hurts him that he did so well because everyone's like basically everyone goes into it by saying he's overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
like
big who can't shoot.
he shouldn't be that. Like basically, the first sentence you say is like he can't do that in NBA. It's like he almost did too. It's he like abused it so much and was on the NBA like the TV so much that I feel like everyone just knows how to play him now too. All we did was watch Edie for like 4 years straight. I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and it's like I don't know. Zach Edey could like very well be the next Zubac to me.
Yeah. That's all you really want out of him. Like
Yeah,
those
I got Zubac at the 30th pick in the draft. Like if I would kill for the Celtics to draft a guy like that.
12 and 10 a night, coming off the bench, sometimes starts when you need him.
Yeah,
Like, that's all you really want.
yeah.
I don't see the Heat hang with us. I mean, they don't have the shooting. They just
They
don't have
definitely
it.
didn't last game,
They didn't have the game before that either. Only game they had it in
but
the
they did
fourth.
have it the second game.
Yeah, the game where we just decided we weren't gonna fucking play defense. That was gross. Like game one they scored 94. Game two they scored 111. Game three they scored 84. Game four they scored 88. So you've
Yeah,
held them under 90 points in three of the four games, and then one
mhm.
of them they scored 111 because they shot a record at the three. Like if you just play defense, then you're just gonna walk them out of the building.
Yeah. That's essentially what this game's going to come down to, and I think they'll ratchet it up. But I've been taking notes, copious notes on these playoff games. And I've been going quarter by quarter, and I want to do a little segment here called "Emptying the Notebook," where we basically just go over my thoughts as they happen in real time in the game cast here. So I have C's Miami game four, first quarter. C's defensive intensity is not like it was in game three, and SVG will let us know about it, which he proceeded to do for the first two quarters. Just
And the
talking
rest,
about
I
how,
think the rest of the game too.
yeah, it was brutal. It's like, oh, Miami really has just been getting any look they want, and like they just cracked 70 points in quarter four.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the ESPN broadcast, so I didn't hear any of that. I was watching the Mike Gorman, so
Good for you. I was hate listening.
Yeah, I actually had to mute that, especially on that Tatum part. At the Tatum part, C's slash White slash KP are on fire. That was quarter one. I'm not loving the whistle tonight. It's very inconsistent, but the Heat are in foul trouble early. Quarter two, the Heat are bad at offensive execution. Tatum was having a very bad game. I said, "Fuck SVG. He's such a snarky twat."
Jeff Jeff greater than sign Stan in his notes too.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Jays suck right now. Still up 10 points. Derek White is spectacular. And then KP hurt, dot, 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 looks bad. Two exclamation marks, fuck. C's up 53 to 36. Quarter three, Derek White has ascended. C's stomping the Heat. C's up 81-59 going into the fourth. I wrote Derek White player of the game already. Quarter four, C's nothing. That game was over at that point. Derek White had done the damage, which I mean, his performance, that's like, I mean, that's the best I think I've ever seen him play. He was locking it up on both ends, and he dropped, what, 33 points? 38 points.
Dude, I almost called it. He had like he was in the teens, and I was like, dude, a D White 40 bomb would get me going. I literally said
Yeah, you
that.
did say that shit. Yeah.
I
he
mean,
missed a
he was.
couple
It's,
layups too. He could have had it easy. He missed a couple layups in the third quarter that were easy ones.
I mean, I will say it's not like I called it like off some crazy whim. I think it was right after his 16-point first quarter. Like he was on pace to do better than he ever does. So I kind of just was like, if this keeps going, woo, I'm gonna be so happy. And we're all the most happy. Like when Derek White goes off, I don't think there's more joy for Celtics fans. It's just like I feel like he's Mr. Celtic. I mean, that's not hot.
It's him or Drew, I think. And then weirdly, like Luke Cornett.
Yeah, I feel like White's a little like I feel like Drew could have been, but I just feel like because it's his first year. White had a few good ass moments for us before this year too.
Yeah.
And also, Drew took such a step back offensively and everything like that. Like he lets D White do all the ball handling, more shooting, more scoring, everything like that. So I think D White's got a little bit. His career high for points, 38. Um, you were just touched God for that whole fucking game.
I
Some
mean,
of the
he
shots,
got fouled back-to-back dunks, and he didn't get the call. That would have pushed him to
back to
Florida.
back dunks. Like that's all.
Yeah.
That should just be the end of the sentence. If Derek White has back to back dunks on you, like your fucking night's over. Like that guy's not dunking on anybody, and he put it on Bam's
He
head
dunked
too.
over Bam. Yeah, like the best guy in the league to not dunk against. He did. And even
Tatum
Tatum can't
once.
dunk on Bam. Remember that? Oh no, was it Jalen?
I was Tatum at
Oh, I'm
that.
saying, dude. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that, dude.
Dude, this
Uh,
Celtics shit goes back
block.
all the way to the fucking bubble. Like it
that
goes.
took longer than that. Holy shit! I hate the
I mean,
Heat.
you
They
want
are
to
my
go.
biggest rivals.
I mean, for this iteration, I mean, like we could go all
Yeah.
the way back to Pearson
We
Garnett versus the Heat too. But
we played him in 3 conference finals.
yeah, that's fucking stupid. And everybody's like talking about, oh, well, the Sixers your rival. Like, no, we beat the brakes off them in the second round every year.
The Sixers are. I don't know why anybody would talk about. Nobody's gonna remember, and that's unfortunate. But nobody's gonna remember the Sixers as like a powerhouse team, and they were like people like even this year would like pick them to win the East. So it's like it's
I think
it's gonna
people,
be interesting.
all the analysts, because people do pick them in a year. I think that all the people who pick them probably have gotten so burned by them. Like if you ever pick the Sixers to win in a year, you just like watch your pick just fall apart because it's usually the same problems.
It's always
Yeah, it falls apart in the fucking most hilarious way too. Not that Joel's injuries are hilarious, but you know, it's just like it seems like it's a circus over there right now in the Sixers Knicks series.
Oh, and the fact that they switched Doc for like freaking Nick Nurse too, it's like, oh my God. Like, you kidding me? They got Nick Nurse. Like, they couldn't have gotten someone like I also dislike looking at him coach.
Yeah,
yeah.
I do not like Nick. He's a red ass coach, man. He's always screaming at somebody.
He's always whining about something, dude. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck, dude? And like every time there's a call against his team, he gives the same incredulous look at the ref, like, "You're gonna call that on us?" And then you watch the replay, and the guy got punched in the fucking face, and it's like, "Yeah, they're gonna fucking call it, you dickhead." Like,
Mike Malone is sneaky becoming that for me too. His on-court, and it's every coach does this. I don't know why. Joe's a little. I mean, you can see it a little bit. Sometimes he gets. I mean, he does some really fucking off the wall type shit antics as a coach, like trying to swat shots,
trying to put fucking Royce O'Neal's
Like,
jumper in the third
wearing
round.
glasses on the sideline. Like, I mean, I know that was for a LASIK surgery, right?
No,
But
that was because he had a cornea scratch.
oh yeah, he's just,
Because he plays pickup with the other fucking coaches before the game, and they tackle each other. Like,
he's never like he's not known for any. Thank God, knock on wood. He's not known for anything yet of with regarding like being a sneaky like. He's not infamous yet, I'll say.
I don't think he'll ever be loud. Like he's not a loud character. I don't think he'll ever be. His always. He's a quiet dude.
I
He, I
don't
mean,
think he's
his
ever really
his.
gonna yell at the refs either. Like, I feel like he's never going to be that guy. Like, he's
But have you
more
listened to him
focused.
talk on the press conferences? He's not the most fucking milk and steak and potatoes type interview. You know,
He's a little
He's more
bristly.
like
He's not yelling at refs in the middle of the game and like complaining about calls. He's like, "All right, that's the call. All right, what are we gonna do now?" Because yelling at the ref doesn't change the call.
he's more of like a psycho where it's like he's like Goggins or like he's like
Pure focus.
he's more of like the
who's gonna
laser.
carry the boats? It's
Yeah,
Missoula.
he's more of like a thousand-eyed stare type psycho where he's like thinking in his head how to get out of the room. Like he's not like he's like what how many exits do I have? He's like that type of psycho. He's not like the type of psycho that's like loud and like I don't know. He is a wild man, and he's very direct, but I feel like he doesn't like waste words ever. Like I don't think he'd just be like yelling around the court ever.
Dude, Missoula, Missoula is the fucking kid who was on the school bus who did the trick with spit, where he'd be like, "You want to see something cool?" and spit out a long gub and suck it back up. Or he's definitely the type of guy who had a terrarium growing up.
Right,
You
and
know,
one for sure.
Well, he told
he's
her,
an odd bird. I'll call it how I see it.
what was the story he told on Pardon My Take, where he was him and his dad went into the fucking batting cages, and his dad's like, "One of us is gonna come out alive." They just beat the shit out of each other. And then he's like, "Yeah, I went back to my grandma's house. I was just crying into the mashed potatoes while my dad was just sitting there." Like, okay,
He does seem like a good guy. I don't want to say he's not. I do think I like him. Particularly because he's only 5 years older than me, which is fucking absurd.
it's wild.
Um, huh?
It's wild. He's so young and he's
Yeah,
good at coaching already.
yeah. But yeah, Mike Malone. I just start circling back to him. He's a good interview too. He seems like a good guy. But Michael,
Don't call him
sorry.
Mike. Oh, Michael. We don't want
Yeah,
him coming onto the podcast. He probably beat my ass.
yeah, no, definitely. But he's like he's always on up the ref's ass. Also, I'm noticing it a lot from Jokic too on the court. He is not. He does not like the new way. Not that it affects him much. He does not like the way the refs are calling the game now.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
I
tell it
mean,
rubs him the wrong way.
he had 0 free throws last night.
Yeah,
For a guy who plays out of the post to have 0 free throws, that's
Yeah,
pretty.
there's a reason Jokic hates it, dude. He literally gets maximum 4 free throws a game.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if he played in the game that was ref for the Celtics the other night. If they had that crew over there, he would have had about 35 free throws the way they were fucking calling the goddamn game. Every
yeah.
time you touched anybody in the Celtics game, it was a foul. It was like, dude, I'm not here to watch you blow a fucking whistle. This is playoff basketball.
Dude,
I'll take it though, especially when they're all going our way. I'll take the whistle when it's coming my way.
I'll
Yeah,
never
Celtics are one
yell.
of the best teams in the league with not fouling. So,
Dude, have you seen the Lakers foul differential too? I don't blame anyone for getting mad at that.
oh my god, it's gross, dude. Every
No,
game.
what was it?
It's like they have like 1,000 more free throws this year than any other team. Basically, like that's why like when you that series like there legitimately was so many bad calls, but they let to extend it for sure.
Did you guys hear
They
Darvin?
tried.
You guys hear Darvin Ham said after they fucking lost that, oh, we got a lot of injuries this year, and next year we're gonna come back better. And it's like LeBron and AD played like 75 and 71 games. Like you did not have injury issues this year, and that's why
Yeah, just because Jared Vanderbilt didn't play.
that's not gonna hold you back. But like this is on you.
Yeah, coaches are just gonna say anything. He's trying to save his own ass on that one.
Or dude, they were winning 165 minutes out of the 240 minutes in that series, and they still lost fucking 4 out of 5 games. Like that's
Dude,
coaching.
dude, the Nuggets only I just checked as a team and I was like, how much the Nuggets only had 9 free throws as a team last night.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And the Lakers had 27. Like that's basically every game. Like just 3 times the free throws for the Lakers is what every game.
Oh my God, we get Nuggets and Timberwolves for the next round.
Dude, it's gonna be sick. I, I'm excited for the second round in the West because the first round was kind of a dud in the West, I'll have to say, other than the Mavs Clippers, but
Yeah,
I
it's
mean
the same thing in the East though.
it is. I actually put it on the notes. I was like, I feel like the year we talk about parity so much, and I feel like it went either as it usually does, or kind of more sweeps and gentlemen sweeps it looking like than usual. Like
Well, the parity was like it was there during the regular season, but there's just been so many fucking injuries in this playoffs.
exactly.
Parity's
Yeah.
one of them.
Like the Suns shouldn't have been like well, especially like the team like the Suns. Like we expected the Timberwolves Suns to be like a 6 series.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be like a 6 or 7 game series, and the Timberwolves were like, no, 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 no. Anthony Edwards was like, we don't do that. That was
And
the
then
first sweep in Timberwolves history, and it
that's
was against KD and the fucking Devin Booker.
Damn it.
for how good KD is all time, man. It's 2 first round sweeps recently.
He has a losing record in the playoffs since he left the Warriors. For a guy who chooses what team he goes to and who he wants to play with and who he wants to coach him to have a losing record like that, I was trying to tell you guys he's not a winner. I don't know. Guy rides coattails. I don't know.
Okay. It's a hell of a take, Steve. Kevin Durant's actually bad at basketball.
I'd say he's
Well
bad
said.
at basketball. I just said he wasn't a winner. I said he rides coattails.
What the fuck do you mean he's not a winner? He won an MVP before he fucking joined the Warriors.
Did he win a
Well, I
title
think
before he joined the Warriors?
Yeah, but did fucking I don't know. I can't think of anything from the Warriors. Fuck. Did Leon Poe ever win a championship? Was he a winner before he came to the Celtics?
Yes, Leon Poe and Kevin Durant. We talk about them in the same breath a lot when it comes to legacy and whatnot. I remember those conversations. Early in Kevin Durant's career was always only going to be as good as Leon Poe.
Also, what? Who cares? Yeah, Kevin Durant's won more than he's lost. What is he? He is a winner
Oh,
by definition.
he's a losing record in the playoffs without the Warriors.
Okay, what? That's fine. But with his record with the Warriors, what is it? Is it over 500 or is it sub 500? Because I
Well,
guarantee it's over
because he
500.
joined a 73-9 team. So yeah, I think that he has a better record with them.
Yeah. So why would you exclude the years when he was in his prime and include the year when he's 36 years old?
I'm including he was in his prime before he went to the Warriors too.
Yeah, and he made a finals.
Yeah, he made the finals that one year with Russ, yeah. But like other than that, like he hasn't had any success. He has had two first round
He's
sweeps
won 2 championships.
with the Warriors who already won champions before he got there.
But they didn't. It's
That's
not
what I'm
like they
saying. You
stopped
rode
losing when he joined. They
Oh, I
got
told you
even
he rode,
better.
I know. I told you he rode coattails to those fucking championships. I didn't say he didn't win those
This
championships.
is a really bad take.
I don't
No,
think
I actually think this is why Kevin Durant grinds my gears because I hate how this discussion is a thing. Like he really fucked us over by doing all that. Because now we have to just like he forced this part. Like this is the discussion now. We'll forever have to be like, could he have won without that?
Yeah, what could have been?
Yeah.
Like the guy wasn't one of the top 15 players like to ever play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I honestly, how many examples do you think can you actually remember of like a person like Kevin Durant leaving his home team? Like LeBron is one of the only ones, but not even like once you do that and you're a part of that like super team trade, you're kind of just hopping around from temporary spots the rest of your career.
You know who never gets brought up in this conversation? Kevin Garnett. But that's exactly what he did.
Kevin Garnett got traded. He didn't have a choice, and then he won a title. He didn't. He didn't leave in free agency to go join a team that already won. He got traded to that team.
And
Okay, Ray Allen. I mean, fine.
well, the
You put
Celtics,
Ray Allen and Kevin Durant in the same like.
the Celtics are also 20-60 the year before.
Yeah, they were a dog shit team before you went there too.
I think
so-
I think that's the biggest season turnaround of all time.
yeah, they were like 62 games or 63 games. Like that's a
Well, your
40
argument, what's your argument? That he couldn't get it done without joining a super team, or that because Kevin Garnett couldn't get it done with it before he joined a super team with Paul Pierce and Ray
Joined the
Allen?
best,
He didn't
joined the best
join.
regular season team of all time.
He
He
did
didn't-
join.
Oh, he got traded there. He didn't like say, "Hey, I'm leaving Minnesota on free agency and going to Boston to join a super team."
I
Kevin Durant
understand.
left Oklahoma City and decided to go to a super team.
Okay, so Ray
Actually,
Allen.
probably the most super team that we've ever seen. They were 73-9 before he got there.
Well,
Ray
the-
Allen.
Yeah, I would agree. Rode
Is he?
coattails.
But is he a winner or not?
I'd say he's not a winner.
What? He has some of the most insane shots in NBA history. Like
also played with
his most
LeBron
famous
James.
shot is the step back three against the Spurs.
Cody, you can't ignore the difference between the what team they were joining. Like they were going to the Celtics to make a new thing happen. Like Kevin Durant was added to a 73-9 team that already existed.
Yes.
There
Like it was
was no
they
super team
created a new team that was garbage. Like they joined the Celtics that when they were 20-60. That's so different. And they they made a new thing. Like
and also
Kevin Durant was like, I want to be in that system, and Kevin Durant just joined that system.
So, but what is your original argument for this? What is the argument that we're having here? Because I feel like this is getting conflated and this is not coherent. What is your argument?
that Kevin Durant just rides coattails, and he doesn't. He doesn't.
I don't think it's too hard of a take that I don't think he might never have won a championship without doing that.
He won an MVP and went to the finals not on a super team.
I mean, that team. If you look back at it, you have 3 Hall of Famers on that team.
He was the guy though. He was the guy. What are we talking about here?
I mean, we're gonna what Tatum led a team to the finals.
Yeah, you put Tatum in the same like as KD.
Wait. Hold on.
Durant lost 4-1 in the finals, 1-4. Is that an accomplishment?
Yeah, but he lost to the Heatles.
Yeah, we lost to Curry.
Yeah,
Yeah, Curry, who is 30, he's 34 years old. It's different.
Curry's a better winner than Kevin Durant.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
saying,
fine. That's fine. I'll take that argument.
It just sucks what Kevin Durant did, and he's probably going to be out of my top. I don't think he can be in my top 10 of all time.
I just the coattail stuff. I just
You had
don't.
you had one season of success without joining a super team, and
Dude.
then After you joined the super team, you chose the teams that you went to. You chose the guys that you wanted to team up with on those teams. You chose the coaches, and you got swept twice in the first round.
Jeff Green is a guy who rode coattails. Kevin Durant is not a guy who rides coattails. He is the coattails.
He was not the coattails on the Warriors. So that was Steph Curry's
He's
team.
the best player on that team.
No, that was Steph Curry's team.
No, it doesn't. That's not what I'm saying. Kevin Durant was the best player on that team. Who the captain of the team is, who runs the team, is different.
Yeah, but
Kevin
the team
Durant
good.
was the best player in maybe the NBA
He
on
didn't
that
make
team.
the difference for them to win those titles. If he wasn't there, they still would have won those titles.
He
It
didn't
wasn't
hurt.
Durant. Oh, Jesus Christ. Bruce
Yeah.
Brown didn't hurt the fucking Nuggets, but you're going to tell me that he was the reason they won? Like, come on.
I think it's somewhere in the middle where it's just a massive asterisk. Like,
I just don't get what capital you gain from diminishing this one of the best players we've ever seen play the game. Diminishing
I'm
his
just
career.
saying, I'm not gaining anything. I don't gain anything from talking about basketball ever. I'm a fucking moron sitting in my house right now, and he's fucking making millions of dollars hooping. Well, actually, no, he's not making millions of dollars hooping now. He's in Cancun probably at this point because he got swept in the first round for this second straight time he going to the fucking playoffs. But, that's all I'm saying is that he had one.
You act like it's his fault. It was never his
He
fault.
chose the teams that he went to. He chose
I
the
know,
guys
but he
he
didn't
played with.
choose
He
Bradley
chose
Beal
the
to
coaches,
to
and he
shoot
still
less
went to the
than
first round and got
average.
swept.
He
He got
didn't.
swept in the first round
He
twice.
didn't want Bradley Beal to not fucking show up. Like that's
He chose
not.
to play with them, though.
He had nothing to do with the rest of it, like his teammates not meeting his level.
He's been choosing his teammates and his teams for the last like 3 or 4 years since he left the Warriors.
Fine, fair enough. I don't think he saw what happened with Kyrie. I don't think anybody saw what Kyrie was going to do. Ended up doing was what he was going to do at the time.
I mean,
I'd like to. I need to see a breakdown of the Vogel discussion because if he was in charge of Vogel not getting a point guard, then that is bad. Because it sounded like they didn't get a point guard to make Booker, Beal, and KD happy, and KD and Booker have the loudest voices there.
Yeah, that's not great.
And
If you-
KD, after the season's complained about, oh, well, you just made me stay on the corner too much. Like, if you're a top guy, you should be like, hey, get me the fucking ball. Like, let's get this moving. Let's make this work.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool that Vogel's going to catch the blame for this, but he is.
And it's on Bradley Beal and fucking KD, really.
Well, yeah, it's on. I guess it's on KD for saying, and this is immediately counteracting my point. But I don't think this takes away from him as the player. I do think he's a winner player. But LeBron's done this 100 times, so we don't talk about him not being a winner. He just made Kevin Durant, the GM, just made an awful call, and Bradley Beal did not show up. And
To be fair,
that's
when you
why
do
Frank
talk,
Vogel's going to get the blame.
I was gonna say when you talk about bronze championships, dude, people do take points away from all of them. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, but for different
like-
reasons. I'm talking about when he was picking his team at the end of his second Cavs run. He just bet on the wrong guys.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that him as a player didn't show up and still almost won a fucking
The difference is just
finals championship despite losing. Finals championship MVP. Nope, the finals MVP.
Well, the difference is in that scenario, Braun led them to the finals and didn't get swept in the first round.
Yeah.
True. Although he did just get swept in the first round.
Oh, he didn't. He got gentlemen swept in those.
Gentlemen
Yeah.
swept. He got swept last playoffs.
And
Yeah.
He got
and to be-
swept in the championship.
And 36-year-old LeBron might have not lost.
That's true.
That was second Cavs LeBron, which was when he was like, "Oh, I can shoot better. Let's go!" Like that was when. Oh my god. Actually, was that the first Lakers year? Maybe he was actually bad in 36. When he was 36. Maybe he was actually worse than right now when he was 36.
Jumper was bad this year. Holy shit.
His groin was bad for like one. Dude, that was so weird how LeBron had that one injury year, and I was like kind of scared, and then
No, he's fine. He's
yeah,
fucking-
he was like.
He's super.
I tell you what, though, my heart did skip a beat because he went down late in that game last night. He just I think he flubbed the layup and he tried to sell it, but he was selling it pretty good. He looked like he went down bad on his ankle. I was like, oh shit, did LeBron just snap his leg? Because I've never seen him really do that before.
Dude, that's what my text was about. I was like, this game is insane. Like everyone's just getting there's like one injury per quarter, and no one was coming out of the game. I was like, what?
Yeah.
He looked bad, really bad. I was confused. I just looked up and he was back in, and they didn't make that big of a fuss of it either.
Yeah, I do. The last I remember KCP in that performance was him limping off the court,
Yeah,
or like getting seen by trainers.
yeah, and
KCP
then
would have been really good on the Lakers. He would have been a really good fit over there.
yeah.
Yeah, he did win a championship with LeBron. Wait, you would have been a good fit. Yeah. Fuck. Would you
KCP,
rather KCP or fucking D'Angelo?
KCP.
Yeah.
yeah, the
He fits
defense.
so much better into the way that they play, and he's a better defender. Like I'd rather
KCP,
have,
dude, he's like the new Danny Green. He just goes around winning chips on different teams.
yeah, I mean, he's a great fucking fit everywhere. He shoots.
Come
He
to the Celtics, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Please.
That's,
Um, I wanna ask you guys a question. Go through and rank your guards left in the playoffs, and stop when you get to Derek White.
Derek White.
No, for real.
Are we going East and West? Because I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
look.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at the
are
shit.
we talking about impact right now? I'd put him over Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, I guess I get. Well,
That's the line in my opinion. Like I'd just put Maxey and Brunson over him in the East.
to win this playoffs, you put yeah. There's I think that to win in these playoffs, you probably take only a handful, maybe, and that is more of an interesting conversation than who you would take in the future. Because for like your starter next season, because I think
We count
that's a way longer list, huh?
we count Shea as a point guard.
Yeah, a guard. I said so. Point guard, shooting guard. That because Derek White can do both.
So I would go. Jesus Christ. We say Brunson, Maxey, Shea. This is in no order.
Well, I
Uh,
asked you to put them in order,
I can't fucking
but
do
okay,
Shea.
but fine, fair enough. Brunson, Maxey, and Shea.
Bro, if you put fucking Tyrese Maxey and Brunson in the same body, oh my god. Uh, who the fuck is the Clippers point guard? And then you count James Harden. James Harden, is that
Yeah,
their guard?
yeah, James Harden. Yeah, we'll qualify him as a PGSG because I mean he's really a forward, but whatever.
Probably put Kyrie above him. Kyrie's been absolutely killing it this year in the postseason.
I guess Luca doesn't count because he's not a point guard.
I mean, that's where you're starting to like stretch it because he's a ball handler. He has the ball in his hands most out of anybody in the league, but he's also 6'8".
Yeah, Giannis doesn't count either.
Yeah,
Dame.
I mean, I'd take. They're both hurt, so I'd take Dwight over both of them anyways.
Jacob, what's your list?
You got Murray over him too, I think too.
Yeah, that's kind of where I wanted to angle it.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that I'd put him firmly in between Jamal and Tyrese Halliburton right now when it comes to like who I'd want.
But would you take Brunson and SGA over him?
Yeah, yeah. Basically the same as Steve's list, I'd say.
What about Maxi?
Yeah, I would, yeah. Maxey's pretty insane. I'm watching him right now.
Yeah,
What
he
about Harden?
is. Yeah, I
That's
take White.
you take White over Harden. I mean,
Yeah,
Harden is absolutely killing it this offseason, this postseason though,
I know.
which is why it's kind of hard because like
Well, to you,
the cliff is there, like the cliff is there, but it's like how
exactly.
close can we get to that cliff before we actually have to hit it?
Also, I just on the defensive
Defensive
points,
side too, yeah.
D White clears that. D White's going to get the DPOY votes this year, as he
Like,
should.
boy, he has the most. He has like one of the most blocks in the league, other than like Wemby.
He has the most blocks for anybody below anybody his height or below or something like that in the
He
NBA.
has more blocks than Bam Adebayo this year. Like, that's stupid.
That is stupid. Holy shit.
It was more than Giannis, right? Did you say that?
More than Giannis too.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Two guys that are legit deep boy candidates every single year, and D White's like, nah, fam, you ain't got it like me.
Is D White, does this season defensively rival Smart's, or do you like, is he, where would you compare, how would you compare him and Smart's defensive ability in their primes right now? Well, Derek White right now, Marcus Smart in his prime.
They're close. I think Smart had some things that D White can't do. Smart can guard up a lot better than he can. Like he can guard your power forwards. He can even guard some centers. D White can't really do that for extended periods of time. You can switch onto him and scram out of it, and he can give a guy problems for a couple seconds until the next guy comes. But
Mm.
And when it comes like, I mean, I think that Smart had more steals and blocks in his deploy year, or at least more steals, anyways. Um, they just do different things. I mean, Jesus Christ, like what a fucking gluttony of fucking riches we've had in the defensive end on the guard spectrum for the last couple of years.
And the best part is that we're over here blowing Derek White for his defense. He's not even the best guard defender on his team.
Fucking
It's
Drew
true.
I was gonna say, like, as constructed, I don't think either of them can win because how could you give like Derek White and Drew? I mean, they're just both way too good to for one of them to win deploy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, like as Steve was saying though, I feel like one of the bigger arguments for Smart being able to win it was because he could do the 1 through 5, and he was like a burly dude. I feel like that's the only. I mean, White is definitely more agile and like leapy and fast, and so he definitely like I think he gets more blocks because he just has such a quick jump. Like his lateral quickness is disgusting.
he
Yeah.
navigates screens like a motherfucker. Like you can't screen him. Like Smart, you could screen, but he would just say, "Fuck it, I'll switch onto the big and cover him. I don't care."
Yeah.
Like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't care. If
I'd rather do the harder thing, defend the big. Holy shit.
See, Lou Dort went to the school of Marcus Smart. When you watch him,
Yeah, you screen him all day. He's like, okay.
he went to dude. He's like the same. They're like the same dimensions. They're both like 6'5" linebackers, just
They're
like
like
in
260. Like they're fucking
yeah.
units.
I like White. He's just like a little too shifty and skinny. He fights over screens really well. Like he can just like slip by it. He can keep a hand in there to like kind of disrupt the dribble if he's stuck on it. His ability to get by screens is different than Smart's. I feel like Smart would just fucking yeah, he'd like get through it, truck into the center, or like pick him up. You
Just
know?
switch nice and easy.
Yeah. But White's always like getting around it or, sneaking his way
There's a lot of
through.
blocks from behind on that too. Like you watch the guards, they think, "All right, I got the screen, I'm open," and then all of a sudden they go up for that jumper, and White's right there getting a piece of it from behind,
Yeah.
which is a great skill to have. I mean, that's going to be if we end up facing the Nuggets and you're going against like Murray, like that's a great skill to have to be able to contest from behind like that. Or
Mm.
Brunson. Brunson loves getting into the middle and taking that little step back on the mid range once he gets the guard behind him, and if you can't get to if you can't get a strong screen on White, he's gonna be able to contest that a lot.
Yeah, that's they're gonna have to figure something out with that because that's not gonna work against the Celtics team. You're not gonna be able to shoot it over Derek and Drew.
Dude,
Um,
I don't know. Brunson gives me the vibe. Like if we play him in the Eastern Conference Finals, I'll like him much. I mean, no, I'll probably think of them in the same very earned villain role. But if we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I feel like Jalen's gonna be similar to Jimmy when it comes to like just no matter what we goddamn do, he's just gonna get to the spots on the mid range floor. Like he kind of just walks you down. He's kind of Jimmy in that way.
yeah,
I feel
yeah. I
like
don't. I think we are the best team built to stop that in the playoffs, besides maybe the Thunder. But like, when a guy's got a shot and he can't miss, it's not sometimes it's you can't stop it. And Jalen Brunson's got that going. He's gonna have to
yeah.
for this Knicks team.
No, I'm not. We definitely have. This is the best postseason to be dealing with the first round injury. I'd say we might have Cavs or Magic or then Knicks or Pacers. Like, technically, we shouldn't. We should be able to get through this without steps, which is not usually how you look at it.
I'm does this Porzingis injury affect who you'd rather see going in the round two?
No, I mean you should be able to run it on either of them. I mean, both these teams' offenses are just so fucking bad.
To say they're both huge. I'd say if they both weren't so huge,
Pause.
I'd probably pick the smaller one. But they're both like
Pause.
true, true. But like their thing is that they have both teams are the ones with like the 7 footers. So it's like, yeah, if it was like if I was gonna choose between like the Sixers or the Knicks, I'd choose the Knicks because they're smaller. I feel like that's where I'd go
No,
with
no,
Lakers.
no. The Magic.
No, I was just saying it'd be easier with a decision like that.
Oh.
Versus like I feel like it's kind of tough with the Magic and Cavs because they both kind of have the similar strengths.
Can I? This is just hitting my brain now, and I'm going to try and flesh out why I think this way. I think if the Celtics are going to collapse in the East, they're not going to do it this round. They're not going to do it in the championship round. They do it in the next round. I feel like they're going to in and I know that's like, you have a 1 out of 3 chance, but like I don't really like the matchups from either side, either the Cavs or the Magic with no Porzingis because they are giant with their bigs.
Oh, I mean, like you can also put out. You still have Cornet, who's seven
Yeah,
foot two,
but do you
and
trust Cornet for 7 games?
it shouldn't take you 7 games to beat either one of those fucking teams.
But what
But
if it does? Do
either
you
way,
trust them to go 7?
you got Cornet, you got Horford, and you also got Tillman now too. Where you can just go out and throw, hey Tillman, just be physical. It's the playoffs; they're not going to call everything.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't predict them to lose, but I do think if it is to happen, that would be the reason why. That's like the
Like,
big fucking
didn't we start Lamar
trap.
Stevens at center against the Cavs in a game this year and beat them by like 40? Like, wasn't that?
Yeah,
Didn't that
but I don't
happen?
know if Donovan Mitchell was playing.
Yeah, they were all healthy in that game. This was the beginning of the season.
Yeah, okay. But this it's a little bit different, Steve. That's game 20. This is game in the playoffs. All right.
What I'm saying, like you can just run it up on the guys, play small, and make them match you. Do what the Warriors used to do to people, and just play small. And hey, see if you can keep your bigs out there. We're gonna put Jared Allen in every single pick and roll. We're gonna say, hey, figure out how to fucking deal with this.
yeah, maybe. I feel like I'd be
Th-
more scared if they had like dynamic offensive bigs.
yeah, that's
With the
gonna
bigs, they can't
the
do
Cavs is gonna be if Evan Mobley can never figure out how to score consistently,
it.
we're screwed.
The league is
Yeah,
screwed if they can
good thing
do
he doesn't
that.
do that really. Disappointing, but he doesn't. He doesn't do that.
Yeah, right, exactly. If they can get a scoring performance out of their bigs, I'm gonna be a little bit
Yeah,
nervous.
but
A
they,
consistent scoring performance.
it's like the Nuggets are what we're really scared of because that's when they have like Jokic who is at the touch of a guard, and then MPJ who's like as tall as Paolo, and then Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, you need the Nuggets are like the biggest team in the league. Like they're
Yeah.
huge.
And their bigs are like they're some of their more skilled players too. So
Jamal Murray's like 6'3".
Yeah, and
yeah,
they don't
Jamal.
get. He's like this. He is like by far one of the shortest people on the team besides Reg Jackson. Everybody else is like 6'7". It's
Mhm.
fucking insane. Christian Braun maybe. He might be small, but like he's
They got Ish Smith over there.
no. Ish Smith ain't walking through that door. Um, Interesting. That was a good conversation.
It's also wildly disrespectful that we're talking about the next round and we still haven't even closed out the Heat.
Yeah, yeah, but the Heat, they if they were gonna really, I think, have a chance this series, they had to take that one. Yeah, last game.
You couldn't
The
give up to Miami. Like you
well,
can't.
well, I
You
just
can't lose
like
to
I
Miami. Like you had to win
this
one of those to have a shot.
this series goes one of two ways. The inflection point was when KP got injured. It when he gets injured and he comes out, the air like got sucked out of me, and I felt like the stadium, and it felt like the Celtics fan base all collectively was like, oh fuck, like our we just saw our worst nightmare, and things were so low, and then I think we immediately went on a bit of a drought, like we just couldn't hit anything, and I think that the Heat started to hit more consistently, and I think it was Derek White in that third or whatever, really, or at the end of the second, just hitting nothing but threes that really just sort of staved off that. All the momentum was in Miami's favor. And they got it to like, I think 13 or whatever, or something stupid. They got it close as the game got. And they could have kept going and they could have snuck that game. And then, like, we're talking about the series is split here. We're coming back to Boston. We suck at home and then we're really on our heels. But we never got this team is so talented that Derek White took over, and it never happened. The Celtics just they kept going. Their best player got out, and they have people who break the game open offensively and defensively.
And also
Yeah,
we're really good at home too, so
Huh?
we're also really good at home.
Not against the Heat.
yeah, not in the yeah, dude. I was saying when they were showing those
That's what I
stats.
meant.
Yeah, when they were showing those stats last year from the playoffs, I was like, holy crap, that did happen. That whole last year in
That
the
was
against
so
the Heat,
weird.
no home team won.
Yeah,
That was so fucking weird. Until game 7. That was the only time the home team ever won.
No, we were the home seed.
Oh yeah,
They
because D-White hit
they
the
beat
game
us at
winner
home.
in Miami in Game 6.
Yeah, they beat us in our home in game seven. We could like that was so alive that we didn't even, like that it didn't even matter in game seven. Like that weird thing going on. Like it was reverse home court advantage. It was so weird.
That
Yeah, I
is
mean, I went to an Eastern Conference Finals game and they lost it. That was the last time I'm doing spending fucking $300 on a ticket against the Heat. I'm not gonna go to have a bad time.
I
No.
can't even imagine spending $300 on a ticket to anything. The
True.
whole time I'd be thinking, is this worth $300?
No, I had to believe me, I had to put it on like the Apple Pay Later schedule where like you pay $46 for 6 months.
I'm
But it
thinking,
was, I mean, listen, it's cool. I get to say I saw the East, the Jays play in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I understand it's cost prohibitive for sure. Um, well, I don't know what else. You guys got anything for me?
We're kind of just waiting for this to end and see who we face. Otherwise, I feel like yeah, we were praying for this not to happen and it happened. And we gotta kind of
Yeah,
we gotta
but it
persevere.
feels like best case scenario for something like it happens early in the playoffs. It's not the catastrophic injury that
No.
it looked like it was. It feels like all things considered, we knew it was going to happen at some point. Ideally, you don't want it to happen in the playoffs, but if it's going to happen in the playoffs, it happened at the right time and it broke our way.
Yeah.
It's weird to be talking about an injury like that, but that's sort of how I feel about it.
Yeah, it
But
just
we
depends.
should cruise through the East still without him.
It depends when we get them, I guess. We also just don't know the timetable yet, which is a little aggravating. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think if we really struggle without him, then we didn't have much of a chance versus who we play in the West anyway. I feel if we struggle against the Heat or against the Heat to close this out, and then we can't beat the Cavs or Magic without KP, what chances do we have against the best team in the West?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's how I kind of see it. It's like I got to be confident because if I'm not confident, then what was that? What am I doing this for?
Yeah, we know how this is going to end. You're going to see
Yeah,
Jokic hoisting his second one.
yeah. So I may as well just gotta ride with the fellas, and yeah, I think this actually just kind of shows what we have in us this next series.
Yeah, we're going to these guys are going to be tested. It's going to be interesting to see.
I love playoff basketball.
I do too. I'm getting sucked into this getting sucked into this Philly Knicks game. It's close.
I'm gonna say, bro, turn that on. 9 minutes left after this.
Well, and then we'll jump right into the Cleveland Magic uh, series, which is at half. Um, that's it from me. You guys good? Steve, anything on what's on that big beautiful brain of yours, dude?
Nobody's ever called my brain big or beautiful.
Well, yeah. I mean, who can blame him
I'm
after
trying,
what the way you just spit that one out? My
Okay, what game
brain,
are we on?
hey,
huh?
we got it. We
Somebody
got
said
it.
5 games in the series, or
We're in game four, dude.
game 4?
Game four, man.
We won the only award this year we had a chance of.
Oh,
Go.
Brad Stevens. Yeah, just got before we go, got to tip the cap to the old ball coach there, Brad. Executive of the year. Congratulations, well deserved. I think we that's one of the awards that we thought we basically knew was going to go Chuck.
He robbed Tatum of his fucking MVP by making such a good team.
Damn it! I wonder can Tatum and Brad ever fix the void between them?
Yeah, Brad's got to stop adding so many weapons so we don't win by commission so much. It's fucked
Yeah, so
up.
your stars don't be like, I want to win an MVP now. I'm out of here. Fuck
Now we
this
just
place.
now we just have the
When
Jays and just average 25 points a game and just comfortably win. It's messed up.
I got a question for you guys now that we're talking about that. Let's say things go our way. Like, let's just say the best case scenario happens. We go on to win the championship. Do we think we could see like an exodus of our stars like after that? Not shortly after that, because a lot of them are under contract, but in their next free agency cycle, do we think we could see those guys leaving?
depends on who you see as a star.
Well,
But
like I mean, eventually gonna like Al Horford's gonna retire, and then Drew's up next for retirement, but he just re-upped for 3 years. Like,
like
do you,
Drew
what if Tarek White Does
Down the line,
Jason say I'm out of here?
maybe you trade Drew down the line after you ran it back for 3 or 4 years. Maybe the last year of Drew's contract, you move on from him, start the rebuild. Porzingis at that point would be a little bit older, injury history coming up. Maybe trade him. Keep the Jays; they're still going to be young enough and in their prime. Hopefully, you have D White still. I mean, like I don't see the Jays or D White going anywhere.
Are you sure?
I mean, like Jalen maybe. Jalen might. That's the one.
See, I'm thinking Jason is the most likely candidate.
Well, I mean, like we want to be the armchair psychologists over here and talk about like,
True.
is Jalen tired of being number two? Is Jalen tired of being in the shadow? Does he want his own team to go somewhere? Because this has been Tatum's team since.
Well, right, but Jason's career has always been linked to Jalen's. Like, what if he's like, I want to go, start my own thing, like without being tied to the guy who I was tied with.
This is his team, though. Like, if you ask anybody whose
True.
team this is, it's Jason's team. It's not, Jason and Jalen. It's Jason's team.
But Jalen ain't going anywhere.
He might want to go to Atlanta. If they get a title or two here, he might want to go back home to Atlanta and go play there and have his own team because
Yeah, but isn't he locked up for like 4 years?
Yeah, but Tatum's going to come up for an extension that is going to make Jalen's look like chump change next
Yeah,
year.
but it doesn't matter. He's under contract.
They're both under contract, but like he can still ask for a trade.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you're also talking about down the line 3-4 years when they're not under contract is what I'm looking at because I don't see anything happen in the next 3 or 4 years like that big.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Even if you get a couple titles, I don't see anything big like that happening. If you fall flat on your face, lose to the Magic next fucking round, and then next year you get fucking beat in the first round for some reason, then yeah, I can see all of them fucking leaving, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Interesting. Well, that's a real somber note. I feel like the mood's down. I don't want to end on that.
No, I think the only changes the next few years is that after we win a championship, our role players will get bags, and we'll just have to rotate role players like the Nuggets. Right, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we're gonna win lots of titles in a row.
Listen, we're here now. We're
Victor Wembanyama is
we're in
coming
game 4, 5. We're in game 5 and we're up 3-1. So
Dude,
we're not in the worst place possible. We're gonna go through the East, cruise to the East, and we're gonna test our mettle against the Nuggets. No pun intended.
win
Well,
a
maybe
chip.
the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
Or maybe
or
the Timberwolves.
The Thunder.
I don't think it's gonna be Thunder.
They're so. I mean, it just depends on the Nuggets.
I think if the Thunder match up with the Nuggets or the Timberwolves, I think they're gonna lose.
It just. I'm just thinking if it's Jamal, but yeah, the Thunder. If like say like the Nuggets barely win and Jamal's like falling apart in the West Conference Finals, then yeah, but yeah. No,
I
but
feel like the West is actually more open than the East.
Well, yeah, the door's shut on the East because it's us.
Well, right. But
Like,
I mean,
the West is a fucking gunfight. It's like whoever can hit is gonna win.
but you can make a valid case for all 3 of those teams making it to the one of those 3 teams, each of those 3 teams, sorry, to make it to the finals.
yeah,
And it can make coherent sense. But like,
You can make an argument for the Mavericks.
nobody's gonna say the fucking Magic are gonna go to the NBA finals. No offense to the Magic, you don't obviously don't ball at all if you think the Magic are gonna. Hey,
Or the
maybe I don't
Pacers.
know ball.
Pacers who also are gonna win the round probably.
Yeah. So
Bucks going out sad. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, they're gonna hit the panic button.
I don't hate it, but I don't like to see anybody go outside. But I don't hate it. It does feel like they got screwed a little bit, but
Did they blow it up?
I don't know. I don't know what they do.
You seen Dame's contract coming up?
No, what is it?
54 next year. It's 56 the year after that, and then it's $60 million player option the third year at 37 or 38-year-old Damian Lillard.
He's and he's like hates it there too. It like this obviously didn't work out.
The injuries are piling up for him. He doesn't like it there. You're gonna have to pay a 37, 38-year-old Damian Lillard $60 million.
What's the market for Chris Middleton too? If they wanted to move him, like what?
But I feel like his money's going to be coming off the books. No.
of Middleton.
Yeah.
Well, that's yeah.
I think the good thing about them is that besides the Lillard contract, they do have some space freeing up
Yeah,
in the near future.
trade for Grayson Allen or something.
You're a real ball buster, Steve. I like that.
They probably help him out, huh? He'd be
Yeah, he
hurt.
would. He would be nice for them right now.
He'd
Well,
be
I say it
look,
every year,
he'd
dude.
be hurt on the bench with fucking Lillard and fucking.
Dude, they just need like if they had Caruso, they'd be filthy. But that's
I thought you were gonna say if they had Curry. I was like, yeah, if anybody had fucking Curry, it'd be pretty sweet.
hot take.
I
Yeah,
guess, Steve, your question is, do they blow it up or does Giannis blow it up for him?
he's already tried so many times. He's gotten like 3 coaches fired at this point.
Well,
No,
right. By that I
fired.
meant, is he going to shoot his way out of town, being like, I'm out of here, trade me now?
You're like the first Euro guy to ever do it.
Well, somebody's going to be the first to do everything.
Hey, a streak is a streak until it ends.
You're not going to get many more seasons like the one Giannis had this season out of anybody, let alone out of Giannis again, because he's 30 years old.
And he, like we've talked about, he plays at 110% in the fucking game in January against the fucking Wizards. Like, take some time off, bud. You're not a finesse player. You can't be running into walls for 82 games every year.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people, there's two sides of that coin that people tend to lean on. You knock a guy for like missing time because he wants to avoid injuries, and then you knock a guy because he plays hard all 82 games. I
Oh,
get,
I don't knock him for playing hard, but I'm just saying, like, you're getting older at this point. Like, somebody's got to help save you from yourself
you
because
definitely that,
injuries
yeah.
are starting to pile up. Last year you got hurt. This year you got hurt. Like, you're not getting younger.
Yeah.
You don't play a game that's going to last a long time.
Who knows? Maybe it was just luck and like the timing of things, but he also did have a gross ratio of sitting versus competing teams versus not.
Yeah, that was
Wait, what?
Like Embiid like played like almost all the games he was like taking for load management was against teams over 500 and he played
Oh,
like
how he was ducking like
yeah,
Jokic.
yeah. Not even just the Jokic. It was like that was like the loud one, but it was just in general across the board. He just was like but it makes sense like if you're trying to preserve yourself, but we also got to kind of think about the numbers differently if you're like doing this on the Pistons every time.
Yeah,
It
numbers
was
look
like
pretty
that.
sweet. You play the Pistons 4 times and the Wizards 4 times, and then you skip out on the Nuggets and you skip out on the fucking Celtics. Yeah,
I tell you what, he don't skip out on this. He likes to play. He plays us fucking good too. It's unfortunate that his team is just can never pull it up around him.
he has a nice 7 or 8 turnover game every time he plays the fucking Celtics.
Well, yeah, because nobody else can. James Harden puts up nothing burgers and shit. Like, and Tobias Harris he's not even playing right now, and he's on my screen.
J. Cole.
Talk about a guy who has just like had a complete fall from grace. Like that guy, it's his contract year, I believe, and he did not sell himself.
No, we did not.
No, the internet hates his guts. Ew.
The Sixers fans are so fucking long.
Yeah. Oh, holy shit! Tobias is cooking right now. That was fucking nice.
Wait, what did you see? Did you see a highlight from him?
No, I just saw him
Get
take like
ruined.
a contested mid range. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought you.
Jalen Brunson just cooked him.
That's why I was watching that as you were saying. Oh, Tobias Harris. I thought he just got like crossed up in an and one put on his head as you were saying that.
The play before, he was like he dribbled the air out of the ball and was trying to cross up whoever was on him. And he just ended up taking an awful contested two, and he swept it. But
Guys has experience.
all right, well, I do want to watch the end of this game because it's close. Although the Knicks look like they're going to pull this one out. Sorry, Philly. Too bad, so sad.
I'm not sorry.
But yeah, this has been the Banner Report. If you stuck around, you're a real one. Celtics, they're going to be fine. Keep the faith. Bleed green. I've been
Thank
Cody.
you.
That's been Steve. That's been Jacob. What'd you say?
So thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Brad. Well done. Congratulations.
Love you, bud.
You're a Mormon, so I don't think you'll be drinking tonight, but if you should have one on me if you do.
Soak for us, brother.
He's yeah, exactly. Maybe he's
We'll
not
wait for
Mormon,
that.
but Danny Ainge is though. But maybe that's why I got confused. Anyways, this has been the Banner Report. Thank you.
Mormon talk with the boys. Love you guys.
Go Seas. Go Seas, brother.
Brother.